Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Till where we had done?
Page 100, Swamiji.
100 we have already done.
103.
Ah.
Each one is different. We did three, Swami.
So there are two types of nivrittis. This is what we are looking at, isn't it? So we are in Amrutanubhava, chapter 2, verse number 3, and we are looking at the dawn of universal love by the grace of the Lord is called Shaktipat. When the Ananda aspect of the Paramatma is manifested as a blessing in the disciple. So, when we see in Kundalini Marg, Kriya Marg, what you hear as initiation, people say, Swami, please bless. What do they want? They want the invocation of the energy. They think it is coming from outside, but actually it is the invocation of energy within them, and that gives them the Guru Maharaj touched me, the Guru Maharaj looked at me, the Guru Maharaj inquired about me, about my sadhana. He instructed me, do this meditation, do this japa. See, so because your faith is so much in the Guru Maharaj that you feel that you are being cared for by him or her, and more so when it comes from within, because now you are not dependent on anyone. So whether that Guru is outside, whether that Guru is within, if that sometimes many people feel their Guru Maharaj, a physical Guru Maharaj outside, in their seat of meditation comes and tells them from inside what to do, what not to do. So that is also equally valid, because Guru principle is everywhere. And this is the in Kundalini Marg they say, when the Shakti path is given, the energy, the Kundalini, which is Ananda Swarupini, she is trying to get to the Sahasrara for what? To become miserable or what? To become to merge into the source, which is none other than the bliss. So it's the journey of Ananda. So that gets invoked. This is how effortlessness is introduced in the spiritual life of the disciple. So what is the our problem is not to accept that we are the infinite one or the divine one. This is our problem. And because we do not accept that, therefore we want to put efforts. Or we think, second reason is, we think the divine or the bliss is separate to us. And because we think it is separate, therefore we want to automatically, we want to put efforts. No, don't let her put, I have to vacuum then. Don't allow her. Don't. So when she is when we think of the self as separate to us, some goal to reach, then we feel that we have to put efforts. And in that, and who is putting efforts? The individual, the ego. And what is spirituality? Giving up of ego. So we have to, and we cannot stop doing. So we have to find a way that we move from effort to effortlessness. And that is brought about by the Guru Maharaj, by invoking the energy within us, by blessing us having utter faith in the Guru Maharaj or the Guru principle, that I am ever taken care of. There has never been a time that I have not been taken care of. See, once this happens and you start looking at your life, that from childhood till today, every step of the way you were taken care of by the higher to bring you where you are right now, with your understanding, with your devotion, with your love for the truth or God, and the various responsibilities that are being carried out by this equipment, everything, and the people coming into your life, why go outside, even the breath, the heartbeat, the health, etc., etc., everything is, the opportunities, everything is taken care of. Then why are we worried about realization? That will also be taken care of. And once we realize that we are taken care of, then the what you call the tension, the stress factor that goes away from our system. And this is how effortlessness is introduced in the spiritual life of the disciple, effortlessly by the Guru. This Sadguru is called Nivritti. So effortlessness comes from what? From Nivritti, from withdrawal. The more you are, what are the two? Pravritti and Nivritti. Pravritti means involvement. Involvement. And Nivritti means withdrawal. Now you find out. A whole day you are involved in the world. At night when you go to sleep, you withdraw from the world, isn't it? It's natural. Today in the morning you got involved in driving, you came here. Then we got involved in listening to some words of contemplation. And those words, listening to those words and not getting lost in the words, we withdrew from the words. Then we withdrew from the world. From the world we withdrew to the words. From the words we withdrew to the mind. From mind we withdrew to the self. That was our attempt. But in that, what was happening? When I was thinking of the world, I had to do something. What I had to do? I had to drive. Then I came here, at the body level I rested. But still, that I have to listen or I have to do something. So we listened. It's just a trigger. And there, while listening, it was told, stop listening. Go back to the source of listening. So you withdraw. So what is? So you find out that in every condition that you find yourself in, are you able to withdraw? Even right now, even while listening, are you able to disassociate? Are you able to withdraw back to an effortless poise? To be the effortless poise, not to become, to be the effortless poise. Because where is pravritti and nivritti? No. In the mind. Involvement and withdrawal are two polarities of the mind. It has got nothing to do with the self. But we are so identified with it that we lose the plot that we are the eternal witness of this eternal withdrawal and involvement that is going on. You see? There are two types of nivrittis. Vritti, word nivritti, withdrawal. Vritti, thoughts. Nivritti, no thoughts. Everything that we know as world is only a thought in our mind, isn't it? So we are withdrawing from the thought itself. You don't have to withdraw from the world. Withdraw from the thought. Automatically you will withdraw from the world. When you go to sleep, you don't withdraw from the world. You withdraw, you don't even withdraw from the thought. All you are doing is refocusing your mind from all other thoughts involuntarily to the, or voluntarily, towards the thought of the sleep. And in that process, the withdrawal from the world automatically is taking place without efforts. But when we start putting efforts, that I need to go to sleep, I have to get up in the morning, and that night you will not sleep. Isn't it? There are two types of nivrittis. One is the result of ignorance and is an expression of laziness. The other is born out of wisdom. So what is the first one? The first one, which is born out of laziness, is escapism. Withdrawal can be due to fear. Withdrawal can be due to laziness, procrastination, tamas, in other words. Or the life is too much. Ah, man, I don't want to get involved in it. No. That's why you're not getting involved. And other is why you want to not get involved, because you want to come to, the more you get involved in this world, the more it will be difficult for you to withdraw. But once it clicks to you that you have to remember the Lord, you want to realize yourself, the mumukshutvam is there, then automatically the withdrawal begins. And this withdrawal does not create confusion, doubt, frustration within you. See, those who are being forced to withdraw, they keep fidgeting. If a person who is so used to working and he doesn't get and he loses his job and he is at home, he is a big problem at home. See, why? It was not self-withdrawal. It was not withdrawal under with wisdom. It was forced withdrawal. See, same way with friendships. When we withdraw from someone has done something and you have invested so much time and love and emotions in that person, and then that withdrawal happens or divorce happens, then person is disturbed. Person is disturbed. So withdrawal must be on the basis of wisdom. When the disciple discovers that the sense of doership is the great elephant Maya, then his efforts get sublimated to effortlessness, and then alone the grace of the Guru descends. So this doership, because ego expresses as doership and enjoyership, karta and bhokta. Bhokta is the result. You are doing it, you do, you feel that if you do, only then you can enjoy. So this itch to do something, and that percolates into our seat of meditation also. I want to do meditation. I want to sit for meditation. And then it doesn't stop there. Then I have to contemplate. What do you have to contemplate? You don't have to contemplate. Just stop thinking. Because in the end, what is the conclusion of contemplation? Zero mind, zero thoughts. So why can't you bring zero thoughts straight away? Because this itch to do. So here what is the doing inside? Thinking is the doing. At the body level it's the activity, at the mind level it's the thought activity. So I want to think, I want to work it out, I want to reflect, I want to contemplate, I have to take the name of the Lord, blah 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 blah. This goes on. The doing doesn't end. And one must withdraw from this doing. And Jnaneshwar Maharaj, even in Bhagavad Gita, the verse which we are doing now at present, there the same word he has used, that this doer is the big elephant called Maya. So you have to go beyond Maya. So you have to go beyond the doer. And what does this doer do? He keeps you involved in objectivity. He keeps pursuing the objectivity. He does not, and this doer needs to get dissolved. See? And therefore, Jnaneshwar Maharaj says that then his efforts get sublimated to effortlessness. That once you come to know that the problem, all the discontentment, all the abidance is not happening. It's not because of the people, it's not because of the environment, it's not because of I have not studied scriptures or I have studied too much scriptures. It's not because of I am devoted to Lord or not devoted to Lord. It's not because of sadhana, not because of what mantra you have. Oh, I got a powerful mantra, but the other one has even more powerful mantra. I am a devotee of Lord Shiva. I should have done Lord Shiva's sadhana because he helps in withdrawal. Narayana keeps me involved in the world. No, nothing like that. But when he sifts through all this, and once it clicks that the whole soul responsibility of getting involved in this world is not, the world is not to be blamed, the I, the ego has to be blamed. It is the one who is making me involved. And once you pinpoint the problem, then you can do something about it. But till we are only in the periphery, then we blame this person, we blame that person, we blame this, we find all types of excuses, but take responsibility. So who is responsible in our life for our own dissatisfaction or discontentment? I. Oh, I. That is the fellow. That I is the fellow. So come to this conclusion. So don't blame anyone. Don't blame anyone. Don't even blame your body. Don't even blame your, because body cannot think. Don't blame your breath. Oh, I got asthma, I can't do pranayam. Don't do it. How does it matter? Oh, my thoughts, my mind. Don't blame the mind. It is doing what it is supposed to do. So don't blame anyone. Take full responsibility. Otherwise that will become a problem. Your journey will be full of efforts. You want to reach effortlessness. Find out who is this I. The moment we come to this I, that very moment everything settles down. Two things happen. Either you go into samadhi or you go to sleep. Or you go to sleep. Two things. Because the moment the I puts attention towards itself, only if it is done with wisdom, samadhi. If it is done out of shock, out of fluke, out of fear, out of escaping from the world, out of non-preparation, mind will go to sleep. And then alone the grace of the Guru descends. What is the grace of the Guru? Then the grace of the Guru descends. What does that mean? That the Guru is available to you as it is, in its entirety. Even it was always available in its entirety. So who is Guru? Guru is equal to Paramatma, is equal to the Lord, is equal to the Self, is equal to the mind. Is equal to the mind. As long as you are a doer, there will be thoughts in the mind. If you are not a doer, the mind will reflect the Guru principle, which is none other than the Self, completely. See? So work on this. Try to come to this point, rather than articulate so many things. No, come back to the Self. Coming back to the Self, the gateway is the I. That's all. And this I alone expresses as the doer when it is thinking about the world. When it is thinking about itself, or it is thinking about the higher, it dissolves. Its I-ness dissolves. To overcome the obstacle of individuality, uncompromising faith or Shraddha is essential. This manifests in two ways. So, in order to come to abide in our essential nature, the faith is that this is the right direction that I am going, that this little bit of activity that is still taking place within my mind, that will also settle down by Guru's grace. For that, faith is required. Faith for what? Faith to get involved, or faith to withdraw? Faith in this conclusion that this all will settle down in the end, permanently also and temporarily also, on the seat of meditation. There is first point, how does it manifest in two ways? There is no excessive concern about gross body identification, since the body is anyway made out of prarabdha. Now think, these are very simple. Don't make it into a big, here the words are saying, oh, the body is made out of prarabdha. Prarabdha, destiny. So no excessive concern about the body. Do you have too much concern about the body when you go to sleep? Or you just park it and then let it be? Last night what did you do? You parked it in the bed, got under the duna, it was a bit cool last night, and then what did you do? Took a few breaths, got into a comfortable position while lying down, and then thought of sleep. Allowed yourself to be taken over by sleep, by thinking about it. So was there too much involvement with the body? No. Even if it has pain, if it has cancer, if it has disease, so many different people have so many different things. But no, first I must pacify the hunger, then I must pacify the thirst, then I must make the pain go down, then I will go to sleep. You don't do all that. You just forget about the body by thinking about by thinking about the sleep, you forget the body. You don't forget the body and then go to sleep. You think of the sleep and the thought of the body goes out of your mind because your mind is not available to it because you have parked it. Now this has to be done. This is you have the ability. Every one of us has the ability. We have to bring it about consciously. Park it on the seat of meditation or wherever, chair, floor, whatever, and withdraw. Have the faith that, hey, from childhood till today, I have been able to do it. Then when I want to do it consciously, why is it not happening? Have faith. Faith in not dropping the body. That is a wrong conclusion. Then you will have unwanted experiences. Faith in what? Faith in what? That just like sleep took over, the consciousness will also take over. So here he is dividing that. Swamiji is dividing that thought of faith. That one is, don't have faith that body will be as it is. Don't worry too much about it. Don't be too concerned about it. Why? Because it is the way it is. You can do nothing about it. You cannot change the course of the journey of the body. It is born with some blueprint and it will work out the blueprint and eventually conclude. That is its journey. So excessive involvement with this body, too much concern is not necessary. And the second point about faith is that one is other than the body and separate from it, like the dried coconut is fully separated from the shell. So when you break the dried coconut, the shell is separate and the coconut is separate, no? Similarly, you should be like that within the body. Ever remain separated from the body. Meaning, your attention is ever on the self. See, if we are sitting, today we sat for 1.5 hours or something. If you are able to maintain the position, it was only because you were the coconut inside the shell. You were separated from the body. So it didn't matter if the body was moving or not moving, it didn't matter. We have to bring that about 24/7. See? But we practice that on the seat of meditation. No, don't just make meditation I will practice it there and then live it in the world. No, be aware of it all the time. Of what? Of the self. The one who's functioning through the eyes, the senses, the mind. This knowledge that I am not the body but all the bodies are in me is what the great masters show us through several pointers. This knowledge is the strength of the spiritual seeker. It is the food of freedom, and he feels no more crushed by the Maya, Kunjaru, the elephantine Maya. So there are two ways for this I to be dissolved. I was the Maya, no? The doer. So there are two ways. What are the two ways?
Not to be concerned about the body and separate from it.
That's what he says. I am thinking out of the box now. When he says, all bodies are in me. This knowledge is the... Where is it? I am not the body, but all the bodies are in me, is the way the great masters think. So what are the two ways to dissolve? The individual way, the first approach is you come to know the source of I or the nature of I by thinking about the And that is the one way to get free from the whirlpool of body, breath, mind, intellect. Then second, can you stop the breath, body, mind, intellect? Can you stop that from expressing? You come out of meditation, it's still there. Then something needs to change, that you can see. When I say that 24/7 you have to have that poise that I am not the body, it will not happen. As long as you think you are the body, you are an individual, and you keep thinking that I am in the poise. I am not the body, I am not the senses, I am not the mind, I am not the thoughts. You are fooling yourself. It will not happen. Because who is thinking? Individual is only thinking. Individual cannot express without the body. It's a wild goose chase. So those people say, oh, I am very aware, I am very alert, I am not identified, I am the witness of my body. We're fooling you. It does happen. I am not saying it does not happen. But it will not last. It does happen, but it is not an all-consuming abidance. That witnessing will also, one stimuli, something strong enough comes, your witnessing goes down the drain. You are not able to maintain it. You are not able to sustain it. Because your approach was being a witness only towards this body. It's way to begin. But if you want to go further, then you have to come to this conclusion that all bodies are in me, for it to make it into a 24/7. So what do great masters think about? Yes, first you come to the I, then come to the pure consciousness or the self or the witnessing, and then come to this conclusion that this I is the one which is expressing through all the bodies, or all the bodies are in this mind or in this I or in this self. Whichever way. First we are withdrawing, which is called in Shankar Vedanta, it is called neti neti. And the second aspect now, to get into the sahaj bhav of being in the self, being the self, is anvaya. Anvaya means inclusivity. So first we withdrew from the world, like we get into sleep or get into samadhi. But when we come out of samadhi, the world is still there. Now the next question is, how can I make the experience of samadhi, even when I come out of samadhi, continue? For that, this thought is very necessary. That the whole world is in me. Just like the whole dream world was within my mind. No person in the dream was outside of me. Same way.
Are you saying that Prakriti is in consciousness?
It is not other than consciousness.
Yes.
Consciousness can express only in Prakriti. Only where there is two, consciousness expresses. Consciousness is life. Life expresses where there is Prakriti. Bhagavan, the infinite, that doesn't need to know. He is what he is. But the consciousness as we know it, the Sat existence, Chit consciousness, and Anand. So this consciousness that we are talking about is only at the level of the mind, as we know it at this moment. We want to know it as it is. So we have given it a name, consciousness. We have given it a name that it is that infinite reality is such existence, consciousness, bliss. But consciousness doesn't need to say that I'm consciousness, I'm existence, and I'm bliss. We have created that dialogue within our mind for orienting our mind towards something divine, something more all encompassing, something more, something higher. So what is consciousness for us? When I say I am conscious of you, what does that mean? Aware knowledge, right? Simple. Knowledge is always possible only about something other. So you will go to have knowledge of yourself, knowledge will vanish as you know it right now. Our understanding of knowledge is only through thoughts, only through awareness, only through seeing, only through imagining, isn't it? All this will vanish. Then pure knowledge will remain. Pure knowledge does not. Then there is no witnessing also there. There is no awareness there. There is no knowledge there. Because you yourself are the knowledge incarnate. And that knowledge is without a thought, without an experience. So that is pure consciousness. But when you use the word is consciousness Prakriti, yes, the consciousness that this life, that I know you, this aspect is only possible in Prakriti, not anywhere else.
Within the inclusiveness, within the inclusion of all, we ask that is not only body, that is all,
that is all, meaning
I don't know that I have the words.
See, I understood what you're saying. I'm just trying to while I was asking, I understood. Jnaneshwar Maharaj or Kashmiri Shaivism believes in Ishwar Advayavad, meaning the infinite and the phenomena of Purusha Prakriti or Shiva Shakti is an eternal phenomena. So Shiva Shakti know they are one. Shiva Shakti know that they are eternal, that they are one. See? And the phenomena continues. So the phenomena of all the bodies being included, it is a phenomena only, no? If you say all the bodies, it is a phenomena only.
Yes. Yes.
So all the beings, all the body in the dream, are they one? Are they one with you?
They come from the mind, isn't it?
Pardon me?
They come from you,
From
from the mind.
the mind?
You produced them in the
Yes. So are they other than you?
No, they can't be.
They can't be. So is true in the waking also. So is true in the waking also. So when we talk about individual creation, there is differences, there is separation. What will be the view of Ishvara or Shiva? What will be the view of Shiva? It will be exactly the same as yours is with regards to your dream.
Yes.
And you are saying it, and one step more. You are thinking the dream came and it went. Right? For Lord Shiva, the dream is his potentiality. It is the other half, the Shakti, which expressed as that dream, gave him the joy, and then merged back into him. So he doesn't even think too much. Oh, yesterday's expression of my wife was so beautiful. What happened today? He doesn't think that way. And yet stories are there which tell that also. So now you find out for yourself. Are you behaving with the waking experience the same way you are behaving with the dream experience? If in dream experience the entire expression was included in me, are you feeling that the entire expression of this world, which is not other than your mind, technically you know, logically you are knowing that you know the whole world only as thought, but are you accepting that it is not other than me? This error is happening not because of the world. This error is happening because yes, in the mind, it's happening in the mind, but because why is this error happening? Because of body identification, that I am only this body. This is the issue. So this problem is of the I. I has got identified with this body. Did it create this body? No. It's a phenomena, it came about. The mind is a phenomena, it came about. Thought is a phenomena, it came about. Breath is a phenomena, it came about. But it got identified. Just like father, mother, daughter, sister, they are phenomena, they come about. We get identified with the role, isn't it? So I has got identified with this phenomena and thinking that this is all it is. It needs to expand. To expand, first it needs to withdraw. Nivritti.
We know we play all the roles. We know we play all the roles deep down, don't we?
Deep down, everyone knows, but they are not able to remain steady. That's why the disturbance, that's why the comparison, that's why the anger, that's why the jealousy, that's why the sense of otherness.
The roles take over so easily.
The roles take over only because of our identification.
Yes. They swap from one to another.
The swap means if I am standing in front of the mirror will reflect me. Then he goes and stands in front of the mirror will not reflect my face when he is looking. It will reflect him. So in front of your mind, if mother is standing, then the son will reflect, because you are identified with that role so much. So even though man is reflecting, but you are not seeing the man. You are seeing yourself through the mirror of mother. Then only son will come out. If then mother goes away, then husband comes, then you are seeing yourself only in the reflection of the mirror called the husband. Then only wife will come. But if you take that person to be a person, not a husband, then what will express here? A woman. If your attention is not on the role, if your attention is on the person, then the person will reflect. If your attention is not on the person but on the consciousness that which is expressing through that person, then then reflection is reflecting consciousness reflecting consciousness. But for that, the preparation is not out there. Preparation is inside here. If you are identified with the body, you will see the body of others. If you are identified with the roles, you will compare with the other people's roles. If you are identified with your mind, then you will be able to understand the minds of other people. If you are identified and abiding in the self, then you will see self everywhere. So it's not the blame game is not out there. It is complete responsibility here. What is your take on this I? If you consider yourself, even at this moment, if you consider yourself to be the body, after some time your body will start getting tired. If you consider yourself to be the consciousness, then it does not matter. You can keep listening to these type of satsang. You will never get tired. And it does not matter. Either you are in meditation or you are listening. Important is you are with yourself. You see? So how do the great masters convert the journey of the individual to samadhi into a natural state 24/7? You understood?
Yes.
We are on the journey of individual to samadhi, to knowing the self. Then how do you convert that self into abidance in the self 24/7? Even though it is always, but we want it directly, direct experience of it all the time. How? By including the entire creation, because phenomena you cannot run away. When you come out of samadhi, where do you land yourself? In the phenomena. You can't say no, I want to. Then that's why you want to go back into samadhi. Why? You want to escape from the phenomena. You want to withdraw from the phenomena. So how can I convert this phenomena into a divine experience? Continuous divine experience. Instead of running away from it into sleep or samadhi, is bring about the inclusion of the entire phenomena by making it a part of yourself.
I suspect that happens.
It's happening to everyone.
Yes. But it is the magnitude of accepting that.
Faith, we are talking about faith, no? That magnitude, that expansion, that inclusion, to get the courage to go beyond your limits, because you have this I has created the limit.
But even when you see, even when you see that reality that everything is, yeah, the enormity of that.
If you say that, if you see that everything is, it will not be a dialogue in your mind.
No. But what it
That enormity is felt as enormity only if the mind is not purified. If the withdrawal is not complete and you get a glimpse of it, your mind will get overwhelmed by it. It happens, isn't it? Sometimes a beautiful mirage is there, or a beautiful rainbow is there. You are not able to take in the experience, and you get overwhelmed by a mother with the child comes and hugs so innocently. It's overwhelming love. You don't know how to express it. All you can do is just squeeze the child a bit tighter. That's all. Yesterday I was in the Bhagavad, this small girl, Lavanya. So everyone was doing Namaskar Chamatkar. I was ready to go. And she came and she touched my feet. She's only 3-year-old now. And then she said, what happened? I thought she wanted to play with my beard. She caught my beard, pulled me down, gave me a kiss, and then walked away as if nothing has happened. You can't express that. You feel so accepted. You feel so accepted. See? That feeling of acceptance should be about ourselves, that I am all. Without a thought. There at least there is a thought dialogue going on in my mind. But imagine complete acceptance with regards to the world. In fact, when you understand it is just as it is. See, if you keep it other than yourself, then you will think about it. If it is part and parcel of yourself, will you think about it? And that is the second part which is being talked about. How the great masters think is they include the whole world within themselves. So you have to, for us, it is a contemplation at this moment. It is not our, even though it may be our natural state. Even now it is our natural state. It is like that. But we have somehow disconnected from that natural state. And that is due to our identification with the individuality and that individuality has come about because of identification that I am only this body. That is the issue. That is the error that I was talking about. This error has to be removed. So have lofty thoughts, even if it is not your experience. Scriptures are saying it is your natural state. Keep thinking the whole world is in me, whole world is in me. How is this whole world in me? Man, it's so difficult. Is that murderer in me? That killer is in me? That terrorist is in me? Yeah. The earlier the coronavirus is in me. Yeah, it is. Accept it, and you will be better for it. You'll stop living in fear. The first expression of ignorance is fear. Then comes desire, then comes action. Once you accept everything as a part and parcel of you, even at the phenomenal level, fear will go away with respect to the world.
Fear is only because of duality.
Fear is only because of duality. And if you understand that if Shiva is there, Shakti is there. But what is his approach to the Shakti?
Another dimension.
She's part and parcel. She's Ardhangini. She's Ardhangini. He doesn't see her as separate. We are seeing everything as separate. This knowledge is the strength of the spiritual seeker. It is the food of freedom, and he feels no more crushed by the Maya Kunjaru, the elephantine Maya. So elephantine Maya is not out there in the world. Forget, don't give too much power to the world by thinking about it. The whole soul, Maya, the locum or loci or the center of Maya is this I thought. When you wake up in the morning, there's only I. Then I am breathing. Then I am the body. Then I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do that. It all begins. But when you wake up, first is only I, and that also is without a thought. The first instance. Then the thought of I comes. So think in this. So withdrawal, Nivrittinath. So this Nivritti is the Guru. Nivrittinath is the Guru, and and if we bring about the withdrawal within ourselves with faith that I am not the body on one hand and all the bodies are in me on the second hand. See, you can't just do one and then leave it. It will create confusion afterwards. What about the others? So, I am not the body, then what am I? Who am I? I am the one in whom all the bodies are. Sahasra Shirasha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat. What is the connotation of that? Either all the bodies, all the forms are in me like they are in the dream, on the other way, and I alone am expressing through all the forms, behind every mind, behind every sense, behind every body, I alone am. Just like in the dream, I alone was, out of me only, out of my mind only, everything was created, and that life in the people in the dream did not come from outside. The I alone was expressing through all of them. Now, that type of this, it's very easy to come to this, suss it out when it comes to dream, when I'm talking about. But here in the waking, how is that possible? He's stupid. I am stupid? No. I'm intelligent. I'm a seeker. I'm evolved. He's a terrorist. I'm a terrorist. No, you don't. You won't go to say that I'm terrorist, I'm a seeker, I am this, I am that. No. All is in me and I am in all. This is where it is happening, at the phenomenal level. So who is Shiva and Shakti? They know they are part and parcel of each other. Shiva knows that he is pervading the Shakti. Shakti knows Shiva cannot be Shiva without her. Isn't it? But both of them know, and they know that they are essentially one. Now bring this about in yourself. You are the self. I is the Shiva, and the mind is the Shakti. I remains the same. Shiva remains the same. The Shakti multiplies into the whole creation. Your mind becomes the whole creation. Expresses, withdraws, expresses, it going through its own phenomena. So, instead of you becoming the waker, dreamer, sleeper and losing the plot, you remain as the Shiva, the witness. Then there is a possibility that you will see that this whole phenomena of the mind, the potentiality of the I, is not other than the I. See? So, have a different dialogue in your mind, and that is why we study the scriptures. If you can come to this point and understand that everything is because of this I, you don't need to study any scriptures after that. Then you are hooked on to the scripture, as to the I. You don't need all this understanding. Understanding will automatically happen. So then why we are studying scriptures? Because you are not taking responsibility for your own happiness, for your own self. You are not taking responsibility. You want to think and think and think and think and think. And why you want to keep thinking and thinking and thinking? Attending satsang after satsang after satsang, book after scripture after scripture. Why? Because you have not given up being the body till now. Forget about body. You have not even become disentangled from the world. If you get disentangled from the world, withdraw from the world, then you can come to the body. Then you withdraw from the body, you can come to the breath. We are not even disentangled from the... So, I know, but I will continue that and I will continue the satsangs. And what will happen when you keep doing the satsang? Swamiji will be busy. We will remain in our status quo. 1 foot in the world and 1 foot in the spirituality. And we feel good that we are moving somewhere. You are not moving anywhere. You are going round and round. Every Wednesday, every Sunday you come back. It's the same circle. Every Sunday is the same. Same thought is being told. So what happened? What shift took place? So just like you withdraw from the world and come here for satsang, then you withdraw from the satsang and go back to the world. You have created a new drama for yourself, a new loop. It's as if birth and death loop was not enough. You have created another loop.
We are hoping that you will help us to.
Yeah, I can't help. I can't help. You have to help yourself. All we can. Shankaracharya says the onus is on the student, on the disciple, to become available.
Lift yourself up by your own bootlaces.
You have to lift yourself up. Knowledge is the same. This is very, very important. If you are saying we are hoping that you will lift us up, you have already accepted that it is not possible for you. You are depending on someone else. You are depending on someone else. And what just now we did? What did we do just now? You have to take complete responsibility for your own salvation. Now, if in this dialogue, what we just saw, how do the great masters think? All the bodies are in them. If you have understood correctly, why are all these bodies expressing here at this moment, and why am I teaching? If all bodies are in me, what is there for me to learn, and what is there for you to learn from this particular statement? That my mind manifested all of you at this particular moment, so that this dialogue can take place and it can remain in bliss. So you are not other than me. For your case, you manifested the teacher, his body, this speech, everything. You manifested it. Your mind manifested it. For what? To remind itself. But if you say only by that person, it is like it can happen. I am not saying it cannot happen. Just like some event in the dream wakes you up. Isn't it? So this is also a dream. Some word, something that happens in this creation suddenly triggers and you are awake. It can happen, but let that be the grace of the divine. Do you know from beforehand in the dream that this particular act or this particular event is going to wake me up? It happens. There is no expectation also there, but it happens. So two ways. I am also, so when we look at, because this is a world of duality where we are at this moment, so how can you be in our mind, manifestation of our mind, and how can we be manifestation of your mind? So there are two minds then. Arre Bapre. No. One mind alone is manifesting as the student and the teacher. It's the one alone. Just like one woman alone is expressing as the mother and the daughter. One mind alone is expressing as everything in the dream. So when you start looking here, that one mind alone, one consciousness alone is expressing as the entire creation. Suddenly where is your attention? It's withdrawn from the individual body and it's gone to something higher, which is all-inclusive principle. Now, keep your mind there. Don't come back to the body. Because the moment you come back to the body, father, mother, daughter, sister, children, grandchildren, attention will go there. Keep it there. All of them will be there, but you will not make the error of identifying. So it's a knack, but for that you have to work on yourself. And how does the Guru Maharaj kill the Maya Kunjaru? Kunjaru, the elephant. How does the Guru Maharaj kill? or the Guru principal kill. Jaya cheni apanga pate, bandha mokshapani ate, bhete zanataya zanate, jaya pashi. The bondage becomes liberation by his compassionate look, and the seeker discovers the sought in him. See, there are many on the Kundalini path, other or Ashtanga Yoga, Kriya Yoga. Those who regularly meditate, you will see many experiences come. You see the sun in the third eye, all darkness of your mind is automatically washed away in that light of the sun. Then you hear the music, then you hear the kettle drums, then you hear the pyre, so many different things depending upon where your mind is focused. Then the Om comes. Or for some people who are identified with the Narayana Bhagwan Murti or Shiva Murti or Devi Murti, that Murti comes. So different things, and they don't leave you. They don't allow you to sleep also. These things happen. Sometimes even on the seat of meditation, Bhagwan comes if you are focused enough, and if that is the angle of approach. The Bhagwan comes, he tells you what you have to do in your as the next step in sadhana. For so many people, Shirdi Sai Baba has come and guided them ahead because they were thinking of him. Sometimes they are not even thinking, but some connection somewhere, the grace came, the person, that master gave the darshan to the devotee. Even they have never seen them, and they give them guidance, tell them what to do in their, how to move ahead in their life.
They come in dreams.
They can come in dreams.
So that means you must be them. They've come from your mind. That means you must be one with them.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if the whole creation is in your mind, then you have manifested
So you
that
are
in order to remind yourself, somewhere at a deep subconscious level, you are trying to remind yourself that you are something more than just an individual.
They give advice in dreams.
You do, you bet, they do. So if they give advice in dreams, they give advice in meditation, then that is the Guru Vakya. But they are manifestation of the self alone. But an individual who is a beginner, he is not able to see that. Now, because we are on the topic, you are understanding this. You are understanding this. But other times, you will very quickly you forget it. Very quickly you forget it. Again, comparison and, oh, I need a teacher, I need to go there and I need to go this. So here he says, even by the mere sideward glance of the Guru, the bondage itself becomes liberation. So let that be in the outer world or let that be in the inner world. A mere glance, see, just like sometimes if you are in a dark room and suddenly the light is put on, what happens? Huh? Light disappears. So his attention is on darkness, isn't it? But have you ever noticed, if the light is bright, sir, you can't see anything. Chaka chand bolte hain. You get what is the word in English? Huh?
That's what the eyes have to adjust to.
But the reason they are not able to adjust is the light is so bright and intense that you are blinded by that light. Exactly the same thing happens when here it is said, even by a mere sideward glance of the Guru. So who is the Guru? Not other than the self. And one glimpse direct experience of his, that hey, and you are there, that very moment your mind vanishes, all duality vanishes, and that is what is called as meditation for us. In the outer world, if the teacher looks at me, out of so many hundreds and millions of people, he looks at me with compassion, or even looks at me because I have given all my attention to him, and he looks, that one look is enough, and I go into meditation because I have given so much value. Here I have given so much value to the self that the moment my mind, without any doubt, without any suspicion, full of faith and reverence, comes face to face, the first time. And what is coming face to face with the self? The last thought of the self drops away. It comes face to face. That very moment, everything is over. So when your mind comes face to face with what the thought sleep represents, what happens to the mind? Even the thought of sleep goes away from the mind, isn't it? Exactly the same way. Understand the principle. Understand the principle, how it happens. What is the step by step, how it is taking place. So if this is the case, then what do you have to do now? Again, question or doing. Just be. Be face to face with yourself. Understand everything that is happening in your life is only there, happening there, in order for you to come back to yourself. Don't fight it. Don't manipulate it. Don't corrupt it. Don't get attached to it. Everything is a stimulus to remind you of yourself. It's a reflection of yourself. Go back or be it. The student was hitherto struggling on his spiritual path because he wanted freedom. The pangs of individuality constituted his bondage. This made him feel bound and therefore aspire for freedom. When this erroneous estimate about himself is destroyed totally by the grace or Shaktipat by the Guru, the individuality disappears. So all the effort was being put because of the error that I am an individual, and I am an individual because I am this body. But once you realize you are of the nature of self, and or your love towards the Guru Maharaj or the Lord to the exclusion of everything is there, then one word from the Lord, one word from the Guru, one glimpse from the Guru, one look from the Guru is enough. So this glimpse is not, again, don't start thinking, Guru, just like you are looking at me or I am looking at you. This is not the glimpse. Glimpse means coming face to face. The glimpse is, as I explained before, you are thinking of sleep. One glimpse where the sleep looks at you, you vanish. Exactly the same way. One glimpse and you fall in love. One glimpse. You don't, no reason, no logic. You fall in love. Exactly the same way. You think of the self with all the connotation that it is all inclusive, or this is the only one that there is. One glimpse, meaning mind coming face to face with the pure consciousness. And when the last thought drops, the glimpse. Or between the thoughts, so even one glimpse, just for that one minuscule moment is enough. You are in Samadhi. And how does this happen? When the seeker, the individuality, seeks and reaches the sought, the Paramatma is discovered by the seeker as the Guru himself, And yet the Guru has never been reduced to an individuality. Where is our problem? We are reducing the Guru as an individual, as a person. When you reduce the Guru as an individual, then what happens?
Duality.
Dependency will begin. Duality will begin. That infinite principle you are reducing into a form. And then what else begins? Then cults begin. Then religion begins. We want to be free of all that. So it was not enough that we are identified with form. Now we want to be identified with Guru's form. We want to be identified with God's form. We want to be identified. Here it is told, all forms are in me. Then will you be identified with one form or the other form? No, all forms are in me. And then how do you live then? How do you live? Whatever comes in front, you deal. Do what is required to be done at that time. And not even do what is required. Allow it to unfold. Allow it to unfold. Then there is nothing, because the program is already in. How you must act, how you must react, how must you be responsible, what you should say, what you should not say. Everything is already programmed. If your mind is programmed with the reality that the whole world is in me, then you are just you as the mirror. That person comes in front of you, whatever is meant to be triggered from you, it will happen. This is how masters live. Intuitive. They don't even take responsibility for their responses. They don't take responsibility for their responses. Because the response is on account of the attitude, the devotion, the reverence, the faith that devotee has come with, that disciple has come with. That will trigger the response from the master. Someone asked Sai Baba, so many people come to you, so many people they get healed, and others don't get healed. People used to come blind and they have gone away seeing. People came with polio, they went away walking. He says, how come some people and some people not? So you are doing partiality. You are showing grace to some people and you are not having the compassion and grace for other people. He says, no, I am me. I am not doing anything. They are doing it to themselves. How? The healing is directly proportional to their faith and reverence. They come with utter faith, they get healed. Those who come with doubts, they don't get healed. This is the position of the master. Take that position. That position is not in the ego. That is the position of the self. What are the three words? Accept everything, reject nothing, retain nothing. That is the position of a master. That is the position of the self. That is the position of Shiva with respect to Shakti. That is the position, that should be the position of the I. But right now it is attached to memories, it is attached to doing, it is attached to everything and everyone that is associated with this body. It is not accepting and accepting everything. Means then the whole world must be accepted. Reject nothing, then only these are my children, they are not my children. No, then no. Why did this person come into my life? No rejection. Whatever is happening is perfect. Because you only ordered it. It's come out of you only. Even these words have come out of you only to remind yourself. Understand this. फिर तो मजा है जीने का. So never, when you ask the question by your grace, never reduce the Guru as the individual. If any Guru says that think about me, then he is not saying think about him as the body. He is established in the self. So he is saying think about me as the self. You see? So when Bhagwan says in Bhagavad Gita or in Bhagavatam that think of me to the exclusion of everything, he is not making you dependent on him. He is telling it to you from the principal point of view that I am of the nature of divine, I know it. If you think about me, automatically your mind will also get divinized. If I keep thinking of Michael Jackson, I'll start moonwalking. If I start thinking of a terrorist, I'll become a terrorist. Whatever you think, so you become. Whatever you think, so you become. So choose wisely what you are thinking. Then that will be your experience wherever you look. Quickly conclude this. In this discovery, the difference between the teacher and the disciple, the knower and the known, jnata and the jnaya, the meditator and the meditated upon, dhyata and dheya, disappears in the Guru. So, when we begin meditation, I have to meditate, I have to contemplate on the self. But somewhere along that journey, everything vanishes. The meditator is also not there. The meditated upon is also not there. What happened? Both of them merged. The phenomena merged into its origin. So that's what is told. To that Guru Maharaj, the one without a second, I salute my prostrations. He is the Sadguru, in whom the knower and known become one, and in whom there is no duality. So when we look at Sadguru in the outside world, Raman Maharishi is Sadguru, Ramakrishna Paramahansa is Sadguru, Neem Karoli Baba is Sadguru, so many masters we say Sadguru Maharaj ki jai. Your attention should not be on the body. Your attention should be this master is a master because he is abiding in the self. With this knowledge you go, that he is reached that point where he is inclusive of the entire is included in him. To that principle you are doing Sadguru Maharaj ki jai rather than the body. So when you go to a temple, you look at a beautiful form of Shivalinga or the Ganesha or the Narayana. Are you praying to the stone? Are you praying to the stone or the idea that that stone represents? Isn't it? So to access that idea, to remind you of that idea, you are got that form. Similarly, to that all-pervasive reality, you got the form of a Guru Maharaj in that sense. So attention should not be on the form. Attention should be on the idea that he is representing, where he is abiding. Where is the stone statue abiding in the temple? Where is it abiding? In existence. In existence. If that is true, then if that statue breaks or continues, no issue. When you are attached to the statue, then big problem. See, we are not here to establish religion. It is not our purpose. Here we are to establish we are the all-pervading self. Don't get distracted by anything in this world. Where the become one and in whom there is no duality, where the Sat, the Guru, is, the Asat, the individuality cannot be. Where there is light, there can be no darkness. Exactly the same way, where there is Guru, there is no what you call Asat. Where there is truth, there is no untruth possible. Where there is only Guru, there is no disciple possible.
No duality.
No disciple possible. So, the day this disciple realizes, then there is no disciple and there is no Guru, there is only one. Sadguru is not a personality. The Shishya can refer to him as my Guru, but the Guru never accepts the Guru Shishya separateness in the form of two entities. See? So, from Guru's point of view, everything is one. He is just the mirror. He accepting everything, rejecting nothing, and retaining nothing. So he is not, oh, I like your company because you answer all my questions. You are so alert in the class. No. He is equally available to the one who is alert, and he is equally available to the one who is not alert also.
Because he doesn't see the difference.
Again, you are going wrong. It is not a person. Guru is the principle which is the substratum of everything. Alertness and dullness. You immediately flipped into a personality. We are trying to get you out of the personality focus. See? That is the Guru Maharaj, and he is ever present within our heart. So when we think of the Guru, great masters, that form is a reminder only to the state that they are abiding in. So our attention should be on the state they are abiding in rather than the form they are abiding in. People get lost in the form rather than the state, rather than the truth that they are. With this we'll conclude. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Yes, sit for a minute.